Hello, how are you? Wait, let me see if I'm live already. Let's see. Where is Jason? Jason Gunn. Okay. You know what? I think, yeah, this is the second last weekend for 2024. Imagine that. Man, it's crazy. Second last weekend. How powerful is that, right? And we are all ready. Are you ready to wrap 2024? How's the 2024 anyway? Okay, now, yeah, welcome back. This is Jason. If this is the first time you see me, welcome to my universe. And I'm a Meta Ads optimization specialist. So what I do is I help brands to fine tune, strategize, and optimize their Meta Ads campaign. So if you've been running ads and you're kind of like not sure whether you're doing it right or wrong, you need help in terms of strategizing it. Like you're not sure whether the structure is correct, you're not sure whether your audience targeting is correct, you're not sure your campaign is doing good or not. Those are all the things that I do. So if you need help, just go to my profile, look for a link to like schedule a one-on-one discussion and see if we are a good fit to work together. Now, and meanwhile, what I am doing here is, let me bring up my screen. I'm supposed to share something. So yeah, I mean, meta advertising is really my thing. So that's really something that I've been doing for many years now. So, and what I do here on every Sunday night is what we call Ask Jason Anything About Facebook Ads or Meta Advertising. So what I usually do is I answer questions about meta advertising and share something that I find interesting about meta advertising, just so that I'm able to help my community to stay updated with all the latest changes when it comes to meta advertising. As we know, meta advertising is one of the most rapid changing, things that we know in life. Like if you do not run ads for a month, you probably come back and you find everything kind of like different, and you sort of need to pick up from where we actually left off. Like, I need to start learning things again. So yeah, especially meta ads has been changing rapidly, especially in the last few years. So that's what I do to help my audience updated. So if you have any questions regarding meta advertising, Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, the first thing I would like you to do is please go to my YouTube channel. I've got over 1,000 video on my YouTube channel talking about various topics on meta advertising. Hopefully you can find something useful and immediately, just move on to do whatever you need to do. But if you cannot find an answer to your question or to your challenge that you are facing, all you need to do is just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And what I'm going to do is on the following Sunday, I would actually do screenshot your question and I will answer your question live on the following Sunday. That's what I usually do because, yeah, that's I find it the most effective way to, help my community by going through some questions and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, just in case you need something quicker, you need something more private, because not everyone wants to go live and not everyone wants to share some PNC information. And sometimes you just need me to look into your situation, like auditing your campaign or looking at your setup to see if it's correctly done and stuff like that. So if you need that, you can scan this QR code, which it will take you to my Fiverr gig, where you can actually purchase a gig to have a one-on-one Zoom discussion with me. So basically, yeah, we do anything we need to do. All right. In the one-on-one Zoom discussion, we can share screen. I can look at your campaign setup to give you recommendation. I can actually help you diagnose your campaign to see if there's any problem or any optimization opportunities that we can actually reap to take your campaign to the next level. Those are the things that I do. So yeah, you can scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. Now, just in case you are curious about what's the best way to learn Meta Ads, I just launched Meta Ads Blueprint 2025. So basically, this is where I compile a lot of things. Actually, we have got 8 modules, over 4 hours of content in there. And what we talk about is we talk about the latest meta advertising changes that you need to know, latest meta advertising tactics and techniques that I use. And I also share with you the latest update in terms of strategy formation. How do I craft strategy for e-commerce, CPAS, lead generation campaign, and stuff like that. And with step-by-step walkthrough. So this is really everything you need to know when you're talking about, getting yourself ahead of competition when it comes to meta advertising. And yeah, to make the deal sweeter, basically, if you sign up right now, if the deal is still going on, you are eligible for one session of one-on-one discussion with me where we can actually diagnose or just go through your campaign to see if there's any opportunity that we can actually optimize from there. So Meta Ads Blueprint is really something that you need to have to make sure that you are navigating the right way in terms of meta advertising in 2025. So scan this QR code and you can actually purchase and start learning right away. Okay, now just in case you say that, Jason, I don't want to learn, I've done enough learning. Is there any way that you can actually help me set up and design the strategy and set up the campaign for me? Yes, I do take a handful of clients every month, not a lot. Basically, what we do here is, we would actually understand your campaign needs. And after that, I would actually design the campaign strategy for you, like what kind of ad creative we should consider doing. Should we do video? Should we do, like single image? And what kind of retargeting messaging that we should use when it comes to the retargeting journey, especially if you're in e-commerce? And how do we strategize the campaign? How do we distribute the budget? And yeah, if there's anything that we need to discuss when it comes to even the landing page, I will give you recommendation on things that you can change on the landing page. And then after that, you can actually go and implement all those changes and all that and design the creative and all. On the second call is where I would actually come in and set up the campaign for you. As in, like, I would actually walk through in terms of the entire setup, set up the campaign and step-by-step walkthrough. We can have discussion about, oh, why do I use this tool? Why do I use these settings and stuff like that? So everything will be recorded. And yeah, you can invite anyone to join this thing. So basically, yeah, this is really where you can actually get somebody like me to come in and design and set up the campaign for you so that you can start getting results right away. And from there on, if you want, we can actually continue our engagement in terms of optimization, because like week in, week out, what are the metrics that we should be analyzing? How do we make sure that we are actually performing? And what are the things that we should tweak and stuff like that? So yeah, that's how we actually get started. So yeah, like I said, I don't take a lot of clients. You can scan this QR code, book a discussion with me, and see whether we are good fit to work together. Otherwise, I'll point you to the right place to start learning whatever you need to learn. Okay, so that's what we do. Now, today I don't have any questions, but I really want to go through a few things that I find really interesting. So first thing first, I really like to share with you about the latest Meta Ads Setup module, as in like it's like a whole new panel. It looks like a whole new thing over here, but it has some interesting AI content tool that I really like you to take a look at, because recently one of my clients leveraged on that tool and we achieved 80% drop in terms of cost per lead using the tool itself. So it's actually very powerful, and you can save a lot of time and resources. So let's quickly take a look at what we're talking about here. So when you're setting up an ad, okay, coming into the ad level in the ads manager setup, you see the ad creative now has got this like setup creative tool. So this is the ad setup tool. You click into it. Let's say we go by the image. So a few things like, okay, first thing first, if you do not add anything, this is site links. Okay, below your ad, Meta starts showing some links over there, but actually it's a very short link and you shouldn't do something very long. So I would say if you want to do something like new product, latest promotion, 2 words are fine. Anything longer, you will get truncated, which is quite meaningless at the moment. But this is quite interesting. But if you don't add anything, Meta will still pull some links to be displayed at the bottom. So you can try. I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't, but that's definitely something that you can actually consider exploring. And second AI tool is that, like whenever you write something, Meta will give you recommendation, as in like the advantage creative text generation tool by AIs, which is very powerful in my opinion. I've actually been using them for quite a while. This has been around for a while. I've been using them for quite a while. And I think it's actually pretty useful, because sometimes we tend to spend too much time trying to write copy, but then again, sometimes we actually can leverage on the AI. Like nowadays, when I'm actually writing, like even emails and stuff like that, I actually use a lot of AI tools and stuff. But yeah, but that allows this is actually by Meta. So one thing I like about the text created through all these creative text generation tool is that it's a lot more towards a salesy kind of thing, as in like optimized for better call to action and engagement, which is actually very useful when it comes to advertising. So that's something that you can actually consider. But really, another thing I really want to highlight to you here is the image AI creation. So let's say if I upload something here, okay, I'm just gonna quickly go through that. So yeah, we're just gonna let it be whatever, and then I'll just go next. You see, we have this AI generation, which is Meta would actually generate images according to, I mean, based on what you have, and they will give you some variations. So let me quickly show you how it works. I like this a lot because it really helped my client achieve really great result. You know, like 83% drop in terms of cost per result is a great deal if you ask me. I actually really like it. So here you go. We uploaded one image and they give us a few images, and you can actually mouse over and see it all. Pretty decent because yeah, I mean, so they give you like relaxing. I mean, you can change all these texts and all if you want, but then again, the creative. You see, we have been spending a lot of time trying to create content or trying to create ad that makes sense, especially for those who do not have a designer. In fact, what you can actually do is you can hire someone to design something or create something for you, and you can leverage on this tool to really achieve something at the next level. Okay, so it's actually a very powerful thing. But there is a big but here when it comes to the creative design. One thing I want to highlight here is, the Advantage creative image generation is not meant for A/B testing. So if you're not sure whether the creative is going to work, then they bring it in. It may not give you the thing that may be useful to you. So my recommendation, based on what we actually experienced recently, is get something, okay? Get something that is already working. You get what I mean? As in, like, it has to be a proven ad creative that has been performing well for you. You use that to generate, get the AI to generate more for you, then you have better chance of getting success. Because previously I used this feature to, as in, like, we are not sure because it's a new business or a new industry that we are entering. I just used any image that the client provided that we went in and test. Eventually, all the things that generated was not really on par. And I wouldn't say not on par. We thought it's working because it looks nice. Always it looks nice. But the thing here is it did not really help us get better results. So that's really something that I want to highlight to you to make sure that when you're testing this, but definitely worth testing. So when it comes to Meta AI 2, I'm actually quite excited about what's about to come. And I really want you to pay attention on this thing. Basically, you want to really use it to your benefit, to your advantage, and use it the right way. So aside from that, there are actually a lot of changes that happened to Meta advertising in 2025. So like Meta actually has got some, I'm putting a lot of effort in data attribution. They are launching some connections or integrations with third party like Google Analytics to actually get better in terms of analytical data attribution. So to help the whole AI, or as in like, the AI to learn better about your audience, to give you better audience. So yeah, it's really a lot of things that are changing in Meta advertising, and it's actually very much AI driven. You really need to leverage on this. And then aside from that, behavior also changed. The way you target your audience, the way you do retargeting, the way you strategize your campaign, and the way you optimize and scale your campaign has to shift as well. So this is what I actually packed together. These are all the things that I packed together in Meta Ads Blueprint 2025. So this is a 4-hour course where we talk about the latest changes, tactics and techniques, step-by-step walkthrough in terms of the strategy setup and basically a strategy design and setup and analytical stuff as well. So it's really something that you need to have as a Meta advertiser to make sure that you stay ahead of competition. So if that's something that you're looking for, scan this QR code and you may start learning. All right. So just in case you say that, Jason, I don't want to learn, can you come and set it up? Yes, because frankly, in 2024 itself, I've coached and guided over 1.5 million US dollar in Meta ad spend. It's a great deal learning. Of course, the learning here is, it takes some time and all. But if you just want me to come in and design and set up the campaign for you, I do take a handful of clients every month in terms of, like designing your strategy and set it up your campaign for you. So what we do here is first, on the first discussion, I will be understanding your campaign need, and from there I would go through the strategy design with you, like what are the creative that we should do for top of funnel, what are the retargeting strategy that we have. Like some of my clients in e-commerce has got like up to 15 retargeting ad sets running, because really it's necessary, because you want to make sure that you are leveraging on this potential client, exploiting as much as you can to make sure that you get the most out of them. And the strategy design is really part of it. The ad creative, the budget distribution, even the landing page, I will also give recommendation. So that's what we discussed in the first call. Then you go back and do your ad creative and stuff. And on the second call, it's where I set up the campaign for you. As in, you and I would go over on Zoom, and I would actually step by step set up the campaign for top of funnel, retargeting every single one of them. And everything will be recorded. So you can use this as a training material for your team members and all. So yeah, that's where you can get somebody like me to come in and design and set up for you. I mean, bypassing whatever learning, right, and leveraging on whatever I have learned in the past many years when it comes to meta advertising. That's what you want. Scan this QR code. Like I say, I only take a handful of clients, so we would actually schedule a one-on-one discussion first to see if we are a good fit to work together. If yes, we do. Otherwise, I'll point you to the right place to start learning. Whatever you need to learn. Okay, now the second thing I really want to highlight here is, like, a lot of people ask me these questions: should you use Advantage Plus shopping campaign? Now, if you asked me this question about 6 months ago, my answer would definitely be a no. Why? Because I wouldn't say it's not stable, but I think a lot of things are not in place yet. Of course, one of the most important thing has been the data attribution, because one of the things that Meta has not been doing really well is attribution, as in if you have e-commerce business, especially if you have Pixel and Conversion API setup, you know that we always have some mismatch in terms of the real data and the data that has been shown on the ads manager and the events manager. And Meta has been having this closed door policy where they don't work with external parties and all to improve their data attribution, which is actually not good, because when they don't have a very good attribution, especially back then we had this iOS 14.5 issue where we lost a lot of data coming from the iOS devices and all. That makes the whole really attribution and optimization getting a lot weaker. Although this thing has been solved over the years, but Meta really needs to do a little bit more. So over the 1 or 2 years, Meta has been implementing and launching a lot of integrations and new tools and features in terms of like trying to improve the data attribution. So basically, I would say the algorithm has done so much. I mean, has improved so much, and now it's actually doing better. So if you ask me now, should you use Advantage Plus shopping campaign? My answer is yes, provided a few things. First, you must have your Meta, Pixel, and Conversion API set up properly on your website. First, that's the first thing. And if you can, tag the value coming back, not just the conversion. Make sure the value is being tagged as well. Now, if you have the tool to integrate with Google Analytics, which is now being launched to certain users only, do that so that it would actually even improve the data attribution coming back into your Pixel and Conversion API. So that would actually help Meta learn better about your audience who are likely to purchase and of greater value conversion for you. Now, the second thing you need to have here is you must have been running your ads or getting conversion for a while. You're not a new website. You're not if you're a new website, I would say you probably should still go through the what do we call the conventional setup, the manual setup campaign, because that gives you a little bit more control. Because as you know, the Advantage Plus shopping campaign is like you completely give away all the audience control and stuff like that, right? So you're actually getting the Advantage Plus or getting the algorithm to really do everything for you. I actually don't like that initially, because I don't like not to have control. But yeah, recently what I did was, I actually launched a few Advantage Plus campaign with my client, and they are doing really great here. So why are they doing great? I was giving you a few things, right? Conversion API and Pixel set up properly with values tagging. Second thing is you must have been getting conversions all this while. You're not a new website. And the third thing that I really think is quite important here is you must have the winning creative in place. I mean, you don't come in and let Advantage Plus to test for you. I mean, in my opinion, it's not that perfect yet. So what we did was we were actually using the winning creative that we actually derived from the manual campaign to set up Advantage Plus campaign, and immediately it gets better. So that's what happened to us. So all these things has to be in place. And of course, the last but not least, I think you still need to have your retargeting campaign running. I think it's actually still very important to have your retargeting campaign running, because based on our observation with Advantage Plus, although it's actually doing better, I mean, expect totally different CPM. You may have higher CPM because theoretically the audience should be more expensive to reach. And second thing is you may not have as good CTR as before, but overall what we observe is we get better conversion, as in like conversion from landing page view to add to cart to conversion, everything is better. So assuming if it's really done by the audience, I mean the AI, they are bringing us better audience. That's a really important key. But we do observe the frequency to be at the lower side. So that's why we still maintain a retargeting campaign, which is still getting us great results. So I think the whole thing is really balanced. So that's why designing the strategy become a critical thing over here. You need to know what are the things that you should put in place and what are the things you should consider when it comes to setting up the campaign. So it may take some time, maybe a few weeks building up before you launch Advantage Plus shopping campaign, but you need to have the structure and skeleton ready first. So yeah, that's really something that you should consider. But then again, if you need help in terms of like understanding the latest changes when it comes to meta advertising and understanding trying to understand what is the meta ad strategy, how do we design a strategy, and how do we build a strategy for e-commerce business and lead gen business, and how do we scale and optimize. So these are all the things that I discussed in Meta Ads Blueprint 2025. So it's I think it's at the moment it could be growing because I do have some module that I want to add in. I won't promise anything, but then again, this is the 4-hour 8 module Meta Ads training that compile all the things that I learned in the past 1 year. I mean, in 2024 itself, I have coached and guided more than 1.5 million US dollar in ad spend. That's what I actually learned, and I put it into the Meta Ads Blueprint so that you can actually learn, cut short the learning, right? So yeah, it gives you the latest updates, latest tactics and techniques, latest strategy formation, tactics and methods, my framework of building strategy, and step-by-step walkthrough, setting up the campaign based on a strategy that we built. And of course, analytics, scaling and optimization. Those are all the things that we discuss in Meta Ads Blueprint. Yeah, so if you are running ads on Meta and you want to really stay ahead of your competition, this is where you need to be. Okay, and of course, every time I talk about my courses, there will be people asking, Jason, can you just set it up for me? I trust you. But I don't have time to learn and try and error myself. Would you be able to just put in whatever you have learned in the past of many years and set it up for me? So yes, I do take a handful of clients every month. And what I do is I will design your meta ad strategy, as in like in the first discussion or over Zoom, we will talk about your KPI, your goals, and we will also look at what are the creative that we should actually design for the top of funnel retargeting, how many retargeting we should have. Some of my e-commerce clients can have up to 15 retargeting ad sets because it's necessary and it's totally profitable if we do it right, all right? And of course, we will do the strategy, budget distribution, the skeleton setup and stuff like that. And I will also give you recommendation if there are certain things that we can actually try to optimize on the landing page. So those are the few things that we do. And, after the first call, you go on and do your content planning and stuff, and on the second call, when everything is ready, I will be setting up the campaign with you, for you, over a Zoom call. Everything will be recorded. We will talk about, why I use this tool, why I do not use this feature, why do I actually do these settings this way and stuff like that. So everything is recorded. You can actually use it for your internal training. So those are the things that we do. But yeah, so if that's what you want, like I said, I only take a handful of clients every month. Scan this QR code. Let's schedule a discussion over a Zoom call, quick one, and see if you're a good fit to work together. Otherwise, I'll point you to the right place to achieve whatever you need to achieve. Okay? Right. Look forward to work with you. Now, I think that brings us to the end of the session. Let's see, I have got some comments coming in from here. So, hi, Yusin, how are you? And then Daniel is saying you have a lawyer you're getting leads for. Should you add all past clients as purchased with a conversion API in GHL? That's a very interesting question. You have a lawyer that you're getting leads for. Okay, so it's a lawyer. So should you add all past clients as purchases with a conversion API? You don't need to do that. If you have the leads for and all that, you can actually create a custom list for that. Like you can upload those info on Meta and actually create a custom list. You can always update the list and all, and you can use that as exclusion if you want, or you can actually use that for retargeting if you want, or you can actually use that to create lookalike audience if you want. So those are the few things that you can try to do. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, Daniel. And you did mention that you bought the blueprint. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, if you purchase the blueprint right now, you know that you have a one-on-one discussion with me. Please use that, because that's where we can actually, take things one step further. I will understand your key questions, bring your questions, and we can actually have meaningful discussion to make sure that you really learn what you need to learn. And if there's anything that we need to address, we get it fixed and, we get it to the next step as soon as we can. Okay. All right, Daniel, thanks for joining. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And yeah, that's what we do. And yeah, thank you so much for tonight. Thanks everyone who's here. And I'll see you next week. Remember, if you have any questions, you can actually post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. Otherwise, just join me live on every Sunday night, Malaysia time, 10 p.m. We can actually have discussions like this. All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a good one. Bye.